Check. Okay, good morning, everybody. It's good to see you all. I think I met some of you at previous MPTN meetings. My name is David. I'm the Director of Education at Tutorpedia. I've been tutoring since I was 14 years old. I was a classroom teacher. I taught science. I have a degree in psychology and neuroscience. And one of the things that I found most empowering when I was studying is figuring out how people's brains work and using that to inform practice. So this is a little bit about what Seth and I have found in terms of how our brains operate and what it tells us about what we do. So that's what we're talking about. The question, and by the way, this is a focus on teenagers. I know that there's a lot of people that work with teenagers. We'll talk a little bit about younger students as well, but a lot of this is about teenagers. How would you describe a teenager?
Volatile.
Volatile.
Obnoxious.
Hormonal, obnoxious.
Complex.
Complex.
Creative.
Pre-human.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable. Okay. Insecure. Okay, so there's a lot of conceptions that we as adults have about teenagers. Generally speaking, though, we think, they have their hormones raging. They stay up way too late. They're irrational. They want to grow up too quickly, and they're impatient. As adults, I think this should sound somewhat familiar. I don't know. I don't have children of my own, but does this resonate with anyone here? Yes. Okay. So this is something that's very commonly thought about. But let's reframe that, right? Researchers who are usually, actually almost always adults, study teenagers professionally. And they come up with similar conclusions. They just use different language to describe teenagers. So they say they have a rapidly changing brain. They're incurring a sleep debt. They have a developing prefrontal cortex. They're extrinsically motivated, and they have a poor delay of gratification. So to you, maybe that sounds like a nice twist on an old theme, but we're going to actually go into each of these in turn and describe a little bit more about what researchers have found about teenagers and the teenage brain and what that means for us. So really, what is going on in the teenage brain? One of the greatest mysteries of all time, right? Well, the New Yorker has something to say about it. Lots of MySpace and Family Guy, PS3, iPods, Instant Messenger.
Where's sex?
Yeah.
There's Jessica Alba. This is from 2006. That might be a little dated. Snoop Dogg. A little bit of algebra. So school's in there somewhere.
That's the part that says I hate algebra.
Could be it too, right? But before adolescence, really what's going on in the teenage brain is that neurons are sprouting an incredible amount of connections.